give lecture on all these areas is a person from Labor Department. Those who come across every day the practical problems. They up till now they can tell you what is that form, where it is available, everything, which we don't know. As an academician, we are basically confined with the academic discussion. In the class we keep on discussing the approach of the Supreme Court, etc., whether court was right, what is the government policy, whether this policy is to be welcomed or not, etc., etc. We don't know practically where is this form available. I must tell you my limitations. As an academician, as a teacher, we basically deal the academic part. So I suggested her also, like, there should be a person from the Labor Department. And you please keep on trying.
Yes, sir, yes,
if you
sir.
can manage him, he will be the best person to guide you that what are measures you need to take for the protection of the workers. And that's the best part of the social service and the legal service, I'm telling you. For any worker, the casual worker हो सकते, contract workers हो सकते, the regular worker हो सकते, anybody. Everywhere there is violation of the labor rights in one or the other form. Everywhere at every sector. Right? So we were talking about the Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition Act. It's 1970. It's very important legislation. You know what happens if I appoint you as a regular employee? Definitely, I am under an obligation to give you number of benefits, number of privileges. Whereas if I appoint you as a contractual employee, or to be more precise, if I appoint you through a contractor, I do not have direct relation with you. Then definitely I feel much safe as far as those protections are concerned which I need to give you. Let me tell you one very important part of the first act which we discussed, Compensation Act 1923. There is a provision, I think section 12 of this act, which talks about the, section 12 or 10, I think, which talks about the protection of this contract laborers as well. So the provision says, I am talking about that Employees Compensation Act, right? So if you are my contractor and you engage other 30 employees, so the provision says, even in that case I cannot avoid my liability. The initial burden would be on me to give you the compensation if you receive any kind of injury. So many places you might go and the employee might say, they are not my direct employees. I have already appointed one person as a contractor and they are working under him. But you refer that provision and he cannot deviate that provision. Penalty is 5,000 rupees.
So does that mean that it also doesn't have any exception? This Employees Compensation Act also doesn't have
So that's what I said to you, that it's kind of no fault liability provision is being incorporated. So if there is any injury anybody has received in the place of the employment, you are under an obligation to give the compensation. Exceptions hai, kaise exceptions hai? That okay, the act itself has recognized some exceptions. Okay, see, listen it. We are now again going back to this Employees Compensation Act. किस टाइप के exception है? Like मानो I gave you an instruction for safety. You did not follow that instruction. So if you receive an injury, then I might put this plea like I am not liable to give my compensation. So there are very limited 3-4 exceptions. Those are the exceptions which would be which would be put forward before the compensation commissioner, not before you. Your duty is to refer the matter to the compensation commissioner. Your duty is to ask the employer to give the compensation at the first instance only.
What about the situation wherein an employer has made his employee sign a contract whereby he has mentioned a clause against the compensation?
Any contract, there is a provision. Any contract which saying that their right of getting compensation is forfeited because of they have entered into is void ab initio. And it's specifically mentioned in the Workmen's Compensation Act. If you have a look at the whole provision, you come across that provision. It specifically says, right, that if you are entering into a contract with any employee, that you not claim any compensation at the case of your any injury because I am giving you this benefit. Getting my point? That is point. that is void. The Act itself has referred that provision, right? Finally, let's come to this Act, that is Contract Labour Regulation and Abolition Act 1970. Purpose is to regularize the contract laborers. The crux of this legislation is, please understand, that I should not, go for this approach that I am keeping all of you as a, contract employees, and I am making you work for something which is, just as like, permanent work. I give one example. Mano, in an educational institution, teaching is the main function. So, if I am keeping all contract employees, okay, and making them perform or making them work for teaching only. So, वो तो regular work की substitute कर रहे हैं, but in the form of the contract labor, contract worker, though they are not the workmen, that's a different case. I'm just making you understand. So, for a nature of the job, which is for regular nature, the workers cannot be put for a long time in a contract labor form. So the Act में जो best and the crux provision is Section 10, which talks about the regularization of the contract laborers. So if you have been working for a substantial period of time, you have given a right to give an application to the appropriate authority so that you are regularized. This is the crux. ठीक है? अब regularization की कुछ elements होते हैं. You must be employed in a work which is similar of the work of a regular worker. है ना? मानो in my undertaking, I require a person just to switch on a machine, and I don't require a permanent employee for that. I can put a contractual employee. But if I am keeping 5 or 2 or 3 other employees who are only switching on and switching off the machine, they are regular, and I am keeping 10 as contractual employees, I cannot. Because in my employment already people are working the same nature of work in a regularized position. So if you have been kept for a certain period of time, all of you getting my point? So you get that right of giving an application to the appropriate authority to make it regularized. This is what the crux of this Contract Labour Regulation and Abolition Act.
And how to decide the time after
This is, yes, this is
100 days.
I
I believe it's 100 days.
No, this is not 100 days. 100 days is only 3 months. So after 3 months, or with 3 months, 10 days. So after 3 months, 10 days, everybody will break. You regular. It depends on the notification of the appropriate government, state government. And no, the point is, this is to be decided by the authority before whom you give your prayer, that you should be regularized. It should be a substantial period of work. Depends upon the nature of the work you are performing, depends upon the nature of the work being performed by that undertaking, etc. etc. Okay? So these are the basic things. I think you are pretty clear with these 3 basic legislations which will given to me for discussing. And further, if you have any problem, please, you are very free to come to my chamber and get it sorted out. Thank you very much.
The relevant factor.
Relevant?
What is relevant?
Okay, relevant factor. Relevant factor के लिए there is a schedule attached to this Act, Employees Compensation Act 1923. This talks about the relevant factor. If you have a look at Schedule 4 of this Act, yes. Just have a look. इसमें एकदम लिखा हुआ है Schedule 4 factors for working out ये सब है relevant factors. Now it's written like not more than left side में 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 up to your 65 and right side पे उसके relevant factor लिखा हुआ है. जैसे 16 is 228.54. It's written. You don't need to calculate the relevant factor, and we won't ever be able to calculate the relevant factor. So the Act has prescribed it. You just need to take it out from there. Now what is this 16? 16 is that the age which you have completed till the last birthday of that employee. Matlab whatever age he has completed. Right? Whatever age, so 16 say it started, so 16 to 65. Right? For every, not more than 16, 17, 18, 19. So the relevant factor is 228.5. So the relevant factor, gets gradually, decreased. जितना एज हो रहा है आपकी relevant factor उतना कम होते जा रहा है.
After 65, no one can work in that.
हाँ?
After 65, a person cannot work, sir.
देखो, it's written that 65 or more. है ना? It's written 65 or more. So 65 or more के लिए relevant factor is only 99.37. And for a 16, its relevant factor is 228.54. Getting? So, like if you are 30 years of old, then this is 207.98 is your relevant factor. It's all written in the schedule 4. You will find. So you know now you can calculate that amount of compensation, right? And you can also calculate. You can also give them a direction where to go, how to go, where is that form. You just get those forms. And what I am telling that everything is in the prescribed form. Everything is in the prescribed format. You need to have it. You need to ask him to get it filled up, and you need to give it to the Workmen Compensation Commissioner. You cannot go to the civil court even for the minimum wage violation, right? There are authorities which are set up who have been given the power of the civil court. So for every legislation, chahe Minimum Wages Act ho, chahe Employees Compensation Act ho, etc., it's written that the commissioner does have the power of the civil court, right? Thank you.